Have it again, and hello, it's Vo. Want to do something a bit different for the 500th video. Doing a little tour of my gear. This was my first electric that I got back in Christmas 95, maybe 96. The pickup selector switch is snapped off and I got suplexed off a single bed onto my guitar and broke it with my spine. Now it only works in the 5th position. But I've been using it ever since. That was maybe 2001, something like that. I broke the pickup selector switch, but yeah, it only works in one position, but one position's all you need for some punk rock and some grunge. It's held together by stickers, I'm sure of it. If the stickers came off, it would all fall to bits, I'm sure. I've still got the case that it came in. Nearly 30 years later, things looking great. My first electro-acoustic I got, maybe the year after, 96, 97. The strings were cut by the same woman who suplexed me off the bed onto the pickup selector switch of the electric. And I was so annoyed that she cut the strings, I just never restrung it. Just left it to one side, made her feel guilty about it. But yeah, played this thing to death. Back in the day, wrote a lot of songs on it. In my youth, my teenage years. Got the grunge pedal about the same time. Big fan of Nirvana. Needed the grunge pedal. Amazing, when I plugged it back in, the battery was still good, even though I hadn't plugged it in for about, 15, 20 years. Maybe the year after, 97, 98 sort of time, I got this bass. I needed it for recording. Couldn't just use the single string effect for playing on a guitar for the bass. Just didn't sound good. I was recording into a Fostex 4-tracker. After all the abuse that the ex had given my guitars, she eventually forked out for a birthday slash Christmas slash anniversary gift. This nice freshman electroacoustic. Played that for years and years, probably more than the original Session Pro electroacoustic. Much nicer, obviously. Bit classier. Got a mandolin, that would be about 2004, from an upstairs neighbour who hadn't heard me playing guitar for a while, because obviously I'd got the strings cut on it. He was like, have a mandolin. I got snapped around at Fat Boys, so he got me this new mandolin to replace it. It's electroacoustic, you can plug it in. That's pretty good. Never learned to play the mandolin. Picked it up a few times, played a few things. Nah, never quite got it. When I got divorced, my chum was selling a drum kit. He'd been playing this drum kit since he was a teenager, since I'd been playing guitar. And I was super sad that he was getting rid of it and he was stopping playing drums. So I bought it off him, in the theory that one day I'll bump into him again and he'll say, "Man, I miss that original drum kit." And I'll be like, "Don't worry, mate, I've still got it. Still with all the same skins on it and everything." Aye, that's been a number of years. It's about 20 years I've had this now. Not very good. Not good on the bass drum. Did get a double bass pedal and a whole bunch of extra things for it, but didn't make me any better, sadly. I used it on a couple of tunes, but generally it needs tuned, and I don't know how to do that. Bought this lovely Christmassy electric. It's very 80s. It does have you can dive bomb with it, but not pull up the way. It's not a true floating tremolo. It's a GTX 33. Who knows? Yeah, it was my first guitar that had lock-in nut. Some decent pickups. Sounds like trash, but looks great. Then about the same time I got this Elisa Scion. Trouble with these synthesizers, turn them on, they've got so many different settings and different things, different banks of noises. You have a play about with it for half an hour, set something up that sounds pretty cool, and then you forget all about it. Never read the manual on how to save a setting or anything. So yeah, you play about with it for a while, and then you just stop. One day I'll get to use it in a tune. Yeah, that was another purchase I got when I got divorced. Got this wireless system with a Britney mic and a cool microphone. Used to use this when I was playing with 1,000 Needles. It's pretty hard to turn sideways and sing when you're playing drums. Also got this sort of preamp. Put your microphone into it, can provide phantom power. Also has a tubey sound to it. So like an extra little bit of something. Extra bit of pizzazz. And then when I moved into Porthole Court, got into ukulele. Learned Rain in Blood by Slayer. That took a while. Again, that got broken when people decided to have a fight over a girl in the flat. Someone got thrown into the ukulele. I was like, my ukulele! Didn't care about the fight. That got replaced with this one. Mumsy got me this one Christmas. It's a signature model. You can plug it in. I think it's the signature model of the guy from Train. Another present from Mumsy. Got a microphone one Christmas. With a proper shock thing that you pop it into. With all the trimmings. Pop filter and the little shield. Been using that for a long time. Same with my UR22. Got this one because it's got a high Z input. Good for acoustics and stuff. And then I got a tax rebate. This is when I'm in the current flat I'm in now. I basically overpaid my tax by about 700 quid. So when I got that back, it was like a saving scheme. I could go and buy myself a nice guitar, get myself a proper Gibson. Yeah, that would be 2015. It's the 100-year model. It's a studio, but yeah, it's nice. For a long time, this was far too precious. Wouldn't come out of its golden case. Got another one that lives in the case now, but yeah, this used to be the one that lives in the case. It does have a little bit of an active top, but it's hard to see. It's pretty dark. It's got the dreaded G-Force 2 tuners. Has push-pulls, which is good. You can get a nice variety of sounds out of it. Yeah, this thing's a bit of a nightmare. You have to charge it up if you ever want to tune your guitar. Don't like turning the things manually, because you can hear this sort of grinding of gears. Doesn't sound too healthy. So that seems to be the only obstacle. Just picking it up and playing it. Oh, it needs tuned. Oh, you need the battery power. Got this Akai MPK Mini. It's got the pads for drums. You got pitch bend, modulation, that sort of thing. I'm using that for a long time. Some more presents from Mumsy. An accordion that's probably meant for kids. Got some sound out of it, but yeah, not that great. One day I'll use it in a tune. Same with this sort of steel drum thing. Use that at some point. Just never got round to it. Got this single drum. It's also a present. I think Mumsy had been off on holiday and got me that. That has been the support for my Batman mask. Never used. Now we're getting into the Midlife G.A.S territory. G.A.S is gear acquisition syndrome. I've got a few multi-effects pedals in the past, but they'd end up getting broken, or I'd give them to Fat Boy and he'd break them. So I'm not giving him this one. So this comes with I've got an expression pedal for it as well. Now I just run this through the effects loop. I was putting it in preamp before, but now it's nicely sitting in the effects loop. Got Cape Burgundy about the same time. One that was sitting in the window of the cash converters. Felt sorry for it because it was in the window in the summer, getting cooked. So I feel like I rescued it, I liberated it from the cash converters. It was about that time, midlife crisis time. It was like, well, I've got some gear, but wouldn't it be nice to have some nice, good quality stuff? Old enough now, got some money. Why not spend it on some nice things rather than just rubbish? So yeah, I made a Mexico Strat, proper Fender Strat, rather than that old Squire. All the pickup positions work. And that's where I fell in love with maple necks, all one piece with a fretboard in the neck. I thought I'd try a telly. Never liked the look of tellies. Thought they were like a bad Strat. I got this one and I liked it, it's fine. Had a high fret, so I learned how to take down a fret a little bit with some diamond files. Other than that, quality's pretty good. I think this is like the bottom rung of Squire tellies. It's probably like the cheapest one you can get. It's fine, does the job. Nothing wrong with it. It's cheapest chips out the cash converters. And then I finally got a big boy amp. Got myself a Marshall. It's a DSL 402. Same as the 40s, but there's 2 speakers instead of 1. And it has reverb, but reverb's not very strong. You're better just using one of the reverbs from the effects loop. Also got the microphone. Got an SM57 for Christmas 2 years ago. Thanks, Mumsy. I bought this one online. It was going cheaper than the other ones because of the colour, but hey, the colour's brilliant. It's me just discovering that there's actually plastic on the pickups. Recorded 2 tunes with this, but didn't notice there was plastic covering the pickups. I don't know if that affects it much. Probably does affect the tone in some sort of way. Should probably take them off at some point. Yeah, this is an Epiphone SG Muse. Nice, lovely colour. Like the transparent knobs. Wouldn't like it with a pick guard, I don't think. It's nice and skinny, which I like. Proper slab. Yeah, it looks nice. Plays nice. Got a bit of pink sparkle to it. Why not? And considering it was cheaper than the other colours. Great purchase. I liked it so much. I thought I'd try another shape that I'd never tried before. I never played an SG, never played a 335. So why not? Got myself this one. Plastic's still on the pick guard and on the pickups. You can tell I've played it because the plastic's wrinkling on the pick guard. But it's lovely. Blueberry burst. It does have a bit of shitting to it. It does have a bit of movement. Lovely purple to blue. Probably my favourite burst that you can have. Blueberry burst. But again, not something that I would have thought I would have liked, but yeah, I love it. And if it's good enough for Oasis, good enough for me. So Colin brought me this. It's what's it now, a Boss PCB 600 or something, I can't remember the name of it. But it's a powered pedal board that fits the Boss pedals perfectly. Came with a DS1 in it and the loop pedal. It's another like second generation, I think, of the RC3, the loop station. Just a single pedal version. But it came with both of those. I just needed a power supply for it, which I got off Amazon, along with a tuner. Got this lovely Bad Horsey. I love the spring in it that it pops back up. Had to do a bit of engineering to fit that in there, but I got there. Got the Soul Food to replace my the 12-string sound. A nice modulation. Didn't think I'd like a Sunburst Les Paul, but this one was sitting in the window, the cash converters again. Felt sorry for it again. Went in and got it. Again, it had a high fret in it, but I never noticed. Recorded a tune with it, all was good. Yeah, plenty of Les Pauls. An Epiphone Les Paul standard. Felt nicer than the proper Gibson Les Paul. I think that's to do with the fretboard radius and the break angle at the bridge. It felt more played, I guess. And then I got this white telly. It has the maple neck. I went back in and got it for the same price. Even though it's the model up, it's an Affinity rather than the one below it. I went and got it for the same price. When I took it home, I realised it has like a 4-way selector switch. So it's like modded, which is pretty interesting. So that's a plus. I did have a weird problem with the high E string. It sounds like it's sort of got a ring thing on it. It sounds like a sitar. It feels like it's catching somewhere. But I traced the problem, seemed to be in the tuning peg itself. Took everything else off, and it was still making the noise, and it seemed to be the tuning peg. That's a relatively easy fix. But it's quirky, it's got character. It has the maple board, which I like. And then I went mad and got this 7-string. Like, why not? One day you're going to want to play some chuggy riffs. Get this Schecter. I can't quite see what the model number is past that thing that keeps the strings in check. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I've got the low string tuned down, so it's like a big drop D. And then, of course, I needed a bass to go with it. So I've got this nice LTD 5-string bass. I've never played an LTD before, but yeah, I like it. It's got an awesome sort of metal shape to it. And it plays nice, feels nice, And then when I was in getting that, the guy in the shop was like, I've got just the thing that you are going to love. And I was there with Colin, who is a massive Zakk Wylde fan. And I did say, well, hey, it's pretty rare to see one of these. Probably not going to see one again. Probably regret it if I don't get it. So just give me it. It's got the active pickups. And it's probably the only time I'm going to see a custom cymbal on a headstock of an Epiphone or a Gibson. Plugged it in once. Haven't really played it. Just made sure it worked. I'll get round to it. Much like everything else, I do plan on recording tunes with all of these. I've got Sally Seafoam, was in the same window in the cash converters. That was like, okay. It's very close to my work, so usually get a guitar, take it to work, play it for a couple of weeks, be like, I should really check if the electronics work, take it home, plug it in, the electronics work. Now I need another work guitar. I got this one. This is a 40th anniversary Squier Jazzmaster, and I never played the Jazzmaster, but I love the tremolo arm. Something about it is really nice, better than any other tremolo system, I think. It has like this, like the Jaguar bridge. It rolls back and forth slightly. It has all the cool things I'd want from the Jazzmaster, the different circuit, the rhythm circuit and stuff. And then I discovered this amazing thing when I was playing it. Listen to this. Now I know where that sound comes from at the start of that track. It's obviously on Kurt's Jaguar. It has the same bridge, so you can still make the same noises. Fantastic. That was a joyous discovery. I was a big Nirvana fan. So yeah, Jazzmaster, another thing that I didn't think I would like or didn't know that I would like till I got it. And I was in the guitar shop looking at things, just looking, I'm not buying, I'm just looking. I saw this lovely Purple Burst LP style guitar. Like if I hadn't got the LTD bass, I wouldn't have thought about it. But I picked it up and it's so smooth. It's lighter than a Gibson or an Epiphone. It just feels real nice. Something about the finish on the back of the neck just feels like glass to play. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know how good an ESP guitar is because the LTDs are great. Again, played this for a little bit. I don't know, an hour. I'll pick it back up. I'll get back round to writing a tune with that at some point. But yeah, what a lovely colour. I love purple. And then I got the one guitar to rule them all. I got this mainly so I would stop buying guitars. Thought, right, if you just get one great one, it'll be better than 10 not so great ones. So this is your 50s style Les Paul. It's unburst. It's lovely. It looks as though the sunburst has just faded off it because it's been left in the sun for years. Top really dances around. Truly is a thing of beauty. But yeah, this is the one that lives in the case now. So there's got to be one that you're too scared to to play too much or let it be out. Has to live in its case. And then for Christmas not long past, asked for an eBow for Christmas. Another Mumsy special. I thought it would be hard to master this technique and get any sort of sound out of it. Big fan of that Reel to Reel album. And from Cant to Cant. They use an eBow. And the way they refer to it, it's going to be some sort of mystical thing. And the technique's going to be pretty hard. But yeah, day one, I've pretty much got it, how to get got a sound out of it. Yeah, there's probably advanced techniques I'll have to get into. But I like it. It does have a higher octave as well, so you can get like an overtone. Yeah, it's good for sort of spooky backgrounds. Again, I'll have to use it in a tune at some point. To play around with it some more. I like the idea of this sort of infinite sustain. Something that appeals to me. So I thought after taking a video of the guitar hanging up on the wall, it was a bit of a shame. Didn't been sat there for 20 years with the strings caught in it. So I restrung it, took it to work, gave it to the boss's daughter to learn on. Same with this first telly. Gave them both to her so she can learn. More joy giving them to someone who's just learning than there is just keeping them at home. And it gave me space for new guitars. So I got this Nashville Player Plus telly, I want to call it. It's a very high-end telly, rolled edges on the fingerboard, lovely maple neck that I like. And it has the noiseless pickups. Ooh, very fancy. I'm not content with 4 positions to pick from. Of course, this has got a proper 5-way switch. It's essentially slowly turning back into a Strat, but it's lovely. And I gave away Sally Seafoam, which gave me room for this lovely 12-string. So it's a Paranormal Jazzmaster 12 with a hockey stick for a headstock and a carbon fiber reinforced neck to withstand the tension of all those strings. But again, never had a 12-string. Sounds nice. I need excuses for different kinds of guitars. Well, I don't have a 12-string. Why not? Just get that too. And I sold off Sunny Sunburst. Traded it in for something that I really wanted, which is this. Another Schecter. But this is like your lead guitarist's guitar, you know. Really nicely made. And it has the Sustainiac built-in infinite sustainer. Don't need the eBow when you've got this. Check this out. So it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. You can turn on the sustainer, and then you're selecting whether you want the sort of just a sustainer, or you want it to ring, or you want it to ring an octave up. Gives you that cool feedback, basically. Never turn anything up loud enough to get any real feedback. So this feels like you're really rocking, and you can make cool Slayer noises. Yeah, this will be great for solos. Yeah, I look forward to using this one. Aye, that's it. Watch out for gear acquisition syndrome. It won't make you better. It's just expensive.